Okay. Now, and I can load this. I'll get through. I can put it on YouTube. All right. The first thing we're going to talk about is the locator card, which is wrong. It's incorrect. So I guess it's not really worth showing you. But if you'll look, I've got a little space here that says office hours. Well, that's not correct because I have class that ends at 11 and starts at 11:15. So I don't have any office hours there. I just looked down at this thing. I said, wait a minute, I got 11 o'clock class. And I said, oops. And I just sit down in my truck. So let's disregard this. I'll put a new one up later, or I'll just hand one out. One of the two. Maybe I'll kill some trees. I'll get a box printed up like that and hand them out. But the rest of the classes are correct. They're just not, the time slots are not correct. This class starts at 8 to 9:30. This is 9:30 to 11. This is 11 to 12, and this is 12 to 2. So 8 to 2. And here, 9:30 to 11 and 11 to 12, and then again Monday and Wednesday. So Monday and Wednesday I'll probably be real bitchy. No, I'm just kidding. I'll probably be real aggravated. No, obviously I'll probably be leaving right after 2:30, right after 2 o'clock. I do have my son every other week, and I got to pick him up this week because I got him this week. So I got to pick him up at 2:10, I think 2:30 or 3 o'clock, something like that. I got to. DSS will call and let me know. But anyway, that's that. Forwarding TCTC email to your phone. Make sure you do that. You don't have to do it, but if you've got some teachers that are somewhat technological savvy, in other words, they send things by email or they communicate via email, you might want to do this. You can always turn the notification off so that way it don't blow up your phone, but it's a good thing to have. Make sure you do this, especially in my class. Okay?
Is that just under the mail app?
I'm sorry, what?
Is that just under the
Yeah, you can go under the mail app and do that. Yes, under the I use the Exchange Mail, so you can do that. Okay? And that's just something I give to all my students. A lot of students, teachers don't even know they can do that. So make sure you get it done, okay, if you want to. Next page is my page. You get 2-3 bonus questions off this page, so you might want to read it, okay? And there's a whole reason that I give bonus questions off the handouts, and it's not just my handout, it's also the syllabus. I'm not going into it, but basically we needed to incorporate the syllabus and handouts into our class, and that's the best way I knew to do it, that don't sound right, is to put bonus questions on the test, and 2 or 3 come from this page right here, so you might want to read it. Cell number, write that down, 356-3874. The reason I give you my cell number, I was given my cell number my first semester at Tri-County Tech, and people were like, why are you giving your cell number? Why are you giving your cell number? Because what's the whole purpose of a cell phone? Convenient. So you can get in touch with somebody. And I just never have thought about I never have thought about that. So I've been giving my cell phone out since the beginning of time as far as cell phones go. And people use it respectively. I basically need it for I don't need a drunk voicemail, okay? I get drunk voicemails every once in a while. Don't need that. I cannot bail you out of jail, okay? So don't do that. But I do it because if you have an emergency, like a test, or if something happens, heaven forbid, something happens at home or something like that, you need to call me. You need to text me. It doesn't matter. You can text me in the middle of the night. That's fine because I'm not going to hear it. But at least I'll get it the next morning. The only thing, when you text me, make sure you text with your name in the class, okay? For instance, I'll give you an example why I'm going over this so much, and I don't usually go over it as much, but this last semester, I always have one. Every semester I have one student. It's always that one student that tries to blame me for everything, okay? And this student made a D in the course. This student tried to say that okay, first of all, if you miss one of my tests, that's hard to do because I give them online, and it takes a week for you to take them. I mean, I give you a week to take them. So missing one test, missing 3 tests, I don't understand how you missed 3 of my tests. But she said that she emailed me and I didn't respond to her. Well, I tell everybody the first and second day of class, if you have an emergency, what constitutes an emergency? Something that affects your what? Grade. 3 tests? Yeah, that's an emergency. You being out 2 or 3 weeks? Yes, I need to know why. Okay, you being out Wednesday? No, I don't need to know why. But you being out more than a week? Yes, I need to know why. If you're coming in and sleeping, you need to tell me that you got, a problem with sleep, whether it's 3rd shift or whether, whatever the case may be. You're dreaming of Michael Myers and you can't sleep, or whatever the case may be. You need to let me know why you're sleeping in class or why you're not here. Those kind of emergencies, okay? Not my dog's sick, I'm going to be late for class, not those kind of emergencies, but just emergencies that's going to affect your grade. Use a little bit of common sense, please. My office number is there, my email, my home email. Don't use that email. Use Hubert McClure at hubertcmcclure@gmail.com. Don't use that one. I don't even check that one anymore. hubertcmcclure@gmail.com. My office is hmcclure@tctc, and I even give you directions to my office. Why? So that way you don't ask me, where's my office? You don't ask me, when am I in my office? Because I just showed you when I'm in my office. Usually I'm not in my office. The best thing to do is text me or call me, find out where I am. Because usually I sit in the classroom or in my truck eating lunch, one of the two, when I'm supposed to be in the classroom. But most of the time, if you text me and say, where you at, or where you is, or whatever, I'll say, I'm downstairs in 202 or 102 or whatever the case may be. All right? That's a little bit about me. And the reason I do this is because I'm conceited and stuck on myself. No. The reason I do it is because one of the things that I promised I would do when I became a teacher is I would make a comfortable environment for my students. And nothing is worse than going to a classroom that's not comfortable. You ever had one? Or you ever had a teacher that made you feel uncomfortable? Or you ever had a student that made you feel uncomfortable? It makes the classroom uncomfortable. And I figured, and back then, back in the day when we didn't have computers, I would get students to fill out an index card, favorite color, favorite singer, where do you work, where'd you go to high school, just 5 or 6 questions on there. And I would hand that out, and then I would take them up, and then we'd pass them out and try to figure out who we're talking about. That's something I used to do. Don't do it anymore because it got too complicated for some students. Okay? Too complicated. 5 or 6 things about yourself, too complicated. I just got tired of explaining myself, so I just quit doing it. But I kept doing this, but it was hard for me to say, I want to know about you, when I wouldn't tell nothing about me, and I'm not going to do that. Have you ever been in a classroom where the teacher went through a whole hour and a half and you walked out and you didn't even know the teacher's name? That's what I'm the opposite of that teacher, okay? I'm very approachable, I'm very personable, and I like interaction, okay? I don't like cold, refrigerated classes, okay? So you're going to need to talk, all right? A lot of that has to do with y'all, not me. All right, so that's a little bit about me. I was homegrown, born and raised 3 minutes away. The only place I know outside of Anderson is when I was in the Marine Corps. And I learned enough in the Marine Corps get my ass back home and stay in the United States of America. It's a great country. The rest of them suck. All right? That's pretty much the way I feel. I'm sorry. If you're a cupcake or a snowflake or a buttercup, you need to go ahead and drop, because I don't do the snowflake cupcake bull crap. I don't do that. All right. A little bit about me. Dango, I'm educated redneck is what I is. And that's a little bit about me. Okay. Hubert's class courtesy. Number one rule, I treat students the way that I want to be treated. That's not only for the classroom, that's pretty much everything. Okay? Respect, professionalism, and I'll be honest with you, this is a kind of an afternoon class. I have found the more the afternoon or the more the evening or the more the night, the more professional the class is. The less professional is the 8 and 9 o'clock hour. That's the ones that really can push the limit. Cell phones. I have a cell phone. It goes off. Probably went off while we were in here talking. I don't know if it went off or not, but it goes off. You don't have a heart attack. I don't have a heart attack. There's three numbers in here I'll answer. One is my daughter, one is my son, and the other one is my mother. Okay? So if one of those, there's something wrong. Okay? So I need to go out in the hallway and answer it. Same way with you. If you have to answer your phone, go out in the hallway and answer it. It's not that big of a deal. Unlike other teachers, I understand that you have lives. Okay? You have lives outside of Tri-County Tech. That's why you have a cell phone in the first place. So just read over the cell phone and the texting. Just do me two favors. One, don't insult my intelligence by trying to hide. Just go out in the hallway. And two, just remember, if you was to come up here and ask me a question, what would you do if I started texting while you were asking me a question? It's the same thing. It's rude. Okay? And I won't do that to you, so you don't do it to me. Capiche? I'm not Italian. I'm Irish. Believe it or not. Black Irish, but I'm not Italian. Comprende? I'm not Mexican either. Comprende, comprendo, whichever one it is. All right. Attendance. The first 2 weeks I'll take attendance because I have to, because of student records and all that bull crap. All right. But after that, I pretty much won't take attendance. I'll take attendance and I'll say that everybody's here, but I won't worry about it that much. My class is based on the following ideas. You pass, you work, you pass, you don't work, you flunk. If you don't turn in assignments, you don't get the credit. If you don't do the work, you get fired. If you don't do the work, you get written up. Simple as that. I do not believe in grade redistribution or the curve. I don't believe in the ones that study helping the ones that don't. I don't believe in that. Any which way you go, I don't believe in it. I generalize when I speak. I don't say, well, that girl on the second row, I don't like her, so I'm going to try to embarrass her and maybe she'll drop. I don't do that. Or that guy that sits in the back, I don't like him either. You had me before, didn't you? What class? Okay, that was a couple of semesters ago.
That was last fall.
Yeah. Yep. So I generalize when I speak. When I say y'all, that means all students. I don't mean the 8 or 9 that's in this class. Okay, so don't be buttercupping and don't be doing that, because I'm not, these people, I'm offended, whatever. Subject line, I ain't going to worry about that. Typical class, laid back. Has anybody had me besides you? Anybody else? Okay, we have to go to rate my professor to find out. I hope they don't, not too bad on there. But what would you say my class is? One word. What? Great. Well, I've never heard of great before, but I consider it laid back and comfortable. Okay. I like to talk. Okay. So if you're one of these people that don't like to talk, then We don't have problems. But I don't like know-it-alls. Okay? If you knew it all, you wouldn't be at Tri-County Technical College. You wouldn't be in this class. You'd be in a high-level math class. Okay? And you wouldn't be at Tri-County Technical College. You'd be somewhere prestigious, creating cure for cancer or something. All right? So let's just get that off the table right now. Have you ever been in a psychology class, a college psychology class? There's always somebody in there that's got their degree in psychology, but they're sitting in a psychology class at Tri-County Tech. Figure that out. Oh. Excuses, packing up, rude, interaction, positive attitude, sense of humor, personality, good work ethic. And all that a class can make. A class can be non-interactive and cold. A class can be negative. A class can have no sense of humor. A class can have no personality and just sit there. That is the worst condition you could be in. It will take 6 years for the class to finish. I mean, it feels like eternity when a class is like that. So don't be like that, okay? All right, that's that page. Next page, your syllabus probably. Yep. 103 syllabus. And it's about as worthless as those right there too, because you can't understand a word they say because they're written by bureaucrats and administrators. And in academia, administrators are those people that don't know how to teach. So they become administrators. So the only page you need is this page right here and the last page. This page says that 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, blah, blah, blah. Next page. 80% of your test is going to come, 80% of your grade is going to come from your unit test. 20% is going to come from your homework. That's it. I don't give quizzes. If I did, quizzes would be 10%. And then test would be 70%. And homework would be 20%. Okay? The most important page is this page right here. And that's the last page. If you have a notebook with a plastic binder around it, this needs to go in your notebook with the plastic binding. This is the most important page. Why? It goes over what we're going over. I'm impressed. We got somebody that can talk out of the classroom. All right? It tells you what we're going over. So therefore, if I go over 1C and 1D, okay, we need to go ahead and fix this. All right, get your pens out and your highlighters. If you got this in front of you, we're going to change it. We're going to change Unit 3 to Unit 1. We're going to change Unit 4 to Unit 2. Why is he doing that? Well, just hold on a minute. I'll tell you. Unit 2, I'm going to change to Unit 3. And the last unit, which I hope will run out of time by the time we get there, is Unit 4, because it's worthless. Okay? Now, why am I going over? Well, some of you may be taking Math 120 with me, or be taking Math 120 period. I teach a Math 120 course here. If you need to take it, I teach it at 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock Monday and Wednesday. I go over this and this for Unit 1 and Unit 2. So I tell students that you get more bang for the buck. You study in the same material for both classes. Therefore, it's easier on you. Versus teaching this while you're learning probability in 120 and teaching this while you're learning statistics in 120. See what I'm saying? It lines you with the 120 class you're taking, so therefore you don't have to think as much. Okay? You're welcome. And it's a whole lot easier to do these 3 sections than it is. This one's a pain in the butt. I only do like 2 sections out of it, and that's it. I don't do anything else out of that section. Hopefully we'll run out of time. That's the most important page right there. So make sure you put that in your notebook. Capiche? All right. Next thing. My labs plus student login. And that's what it looks like. Now we're going to go over a lot of this in just a minute, but I'm going to just show you what this has on it. It tells you the instructions, tells you what you're going to see. Ooh, excuse me. There's 3 ways to get the access code. You don't need an ID, you need an access code. You're already in this class. Tri-County Tech has put you in this class because you're enrolled in it. That's what the enrollment fee is for, or whatever. Technology or enrollment fee, something like that. All right? Now, in order for you to get into the course, which you're already in, you have to do an access code. Access code is a proof of purchase, basically. Access code you can get with your book in the bookstore. You can get in the bookstore by itself, or you can get online. Here's where you decide that. If you have an access code from online, from the bookstore or a book, you click on access code right there. If you want to buy your access code online, you click on buy now. If you want to use the 21-day complimentary service for 21 days, you click on that. Be careful. Do not use the 21-day service if you get paid at the end of the month and it's the first of the month. Why? Because after the 21 days, you'll be deactivated. And then when you're deactivated, you got to call customer service when you get the money for the access code. You have to get reactivated, and then you have to go in and put the access code in, blah, blah, blah. So what do you need to do, Hubert, if you don't have the money for the access code? Just wait until you get the money, okay? Use a book, use a borrowed book, a shared book, stolen book, whatever you want to use, but use a book that you get any way possible, okay? Read the first 2 chapters, the first 2 sections is reading anyway, okay? So, and we'll talk about books here in just a minute. Just give me a few minutes and I'll cover everything, all right? But that's what you're going to see. Access code means you have it in your hand. Buy now means that you want to go online and get it with a credit card or debit card. Pay later is the grace period. Okay? This is what the access code looks like. You punch it in. It's 16 digits. It'll come off a scratch-off card, or it'll come off a card that you peel the cover off of. Okay? Do not, excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning. It could be, I forgot what I was talking about. Don't go on eBay. Do not go online on websites. Do not get one from BFE University. Why? Because there's many different MyLabs courses out there. There's Stats Lab. There's Math Lab. There's Algebra Lab. There's Accounting Lab. There's History Lab. There's all kinds of different labs. And if you get a History Lab access code, it's not going to work on this. Okay? So just like everything on the internet, be wary. If you're going to get it online, get it on MyLabs Plus. Capiche? Okay, yes, sir.
Is it, all right, I somehow scheduled a lab that starts like 12:14 penalty.
Yeah, I guess you better go then. You might want to Skype in. You might want to Skype in from home or Pendleton.
I'm going to try to get that fixed, but for now.
Okay. All right, go ahead. It's the first day. Just watch the video for the rest, okay? All right. And it gives you some more information on what to do. And it gives you a phone number. There it is. 888-883-1299.
So what's this for? The MyLab?
Yeah, if you run into trouble. And I'm going to also give you the technical support number for Tri-County Tech in case you run into a problem there with passwords, email, and that is 646-1779. The reason you need to know those two numbers is because I can't help you with either one. That's why. Okay, and that's the first person you're going to ask is me. And I really can't help you with passwords or anything like that. You as well as I know that if you have to change a password, you have to go through an act of Congress with whoever you're changing it with. Same thing here. I'm not going to be able to do it. So 646-1779 or 883 or 888-883 1299. I actually went to bed last night at a good time. I don't know why I'm yawning. All right, so that gives you all the information you need on that handout with MyLabs Plus. And the last one is about YouTube. And we're going to pull that up in just a second. In fact, I'll just pull all of these up because it's not going to take that long to do it. Let me just go ahead and pull it up. When you go to YouTube and you want to pull up one of my classes, you just type in my name. It's real hard. And there's my picture right there, dang old pink shirt. Click on it and go to Creative Playlist. Creative Playlist gives you all my classes the last 5 years. Why do I need to know that? Well, here's the two that I just put in today. Okay, it's not in there. One of them, oh Lord, that means it probably didn't take. Hold on. No. I just created one and it should have been in here, but it's not in here. I have to check on it downstairs. Anyway, make a long story short, here's one I loaded this morning, 8 o'clock. And it goes over the first day. Well, let's say you're a Math 103 student. All right, find 103, 103, 103. Well, there's one, fall, last year. Click on it. Well, what does he teach the second day of class? Well, go to the second day. Here's the second day, probably right here. I don't know why it doesn't say second day. Usually I put first and second day, but I don't like to hear myself talk, so I'm just going to mute that. It's probably going to go in, yeah. No, that's, okay, it doesn't have the first and second day. Well, let's go to one that does. Let's go to 155. There, first and second day. And you look at the first day of all my videos, I go through what I'm going over today. I go over the information about me. There's my home email, gmail.com. I told y'all that. There's my locator card from last semester. There's my information. I go over the same stuff I go over today. So you can click on any first or second day in any class, and you're going to get the same information that I'm passing on to you today. What about the second day, Hubert? Second day, you can look at it before you come to class. Second day, what do I cover? MyLabs Plus, homework and test. Okay, you hear the voice. Okay. Tells you about what to look for, where to go. I'm going to end today with going into just a little bit of it, okay? So that takes care of that. Any questions on that? Y'all settle down. Y'all are too loud. Y'all need to drink some Mountain Dew or something before you come in here. How about that? Jack and Coke, you know, what, huh? I know. Well, I'm just trying to tell y'all need to drink something. I drink water. So, anyway, no, that's actually bourbon and Coke is what it is. I just tell everybody it's water. I don't have a problem. Anyway, it's water. I promise you it's water, okay? All right. So that's the videos. You can actually go to, let's go to the Office 365 portal. Type this in, Office portal. Click on Office 365 Login, Microsoft Office. Sign in and type in your credentials, HMCCLURE at tctc.edu. So you would type in your Tri-County Tech username, hit work or school account, and it should redirect you to Tri-County's page. There you type in your password, and you can download Microsoft Office up to 5 devices. That includes Skype for Business. So if you have an emergency, like that fellow was talking about, let's say he lives in Pendleton, and he's got a lab at 12 blah, blah, blah. Well, then he needs to Skype from his house until he gets that fixed, because if he comes all the way to Anderson and then has to go, there's no sense in him even coming to Anderson, so I just Skype him. All right. Also, if you have kids like me, and sometimes you can't make it to class, or if you have sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers that have a medical condition, and now again, we're not talking about more than a week. We're talking about something happened, I can't make it to class, but I Skype in. One girl last semester, she was getting her car service, and it took longer than expected, so she just Skyped into class from the waiting room at the car dealership. It's not a big deal. She gets to see the material, she gets to get the credit for being in class. We have teachers that go, oh, well, I don't like students Skyping into class. People need a girlfriend or a boyfriend or both. They need a life. Okay? So that's how you get your Skype. You get your Skype. You can, please don't try to download Skype 5 minutes before class. It never works. Okay? If you're going, let's say that somebody in your family broke their foot and you got to stay with them to Wednesday. Then you need to download Skype tomorrow. You found out today that they got a broken foot. And you're going to spend Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with them. Then you need to download Skype ASAP so you can text me, and look what it says. It says in that email, how do you do it after you, where's my freaking page? Oh, hold on. It says right here, how do you Skype in, Hubert? Well, you don't do anything. The only thing you do is you text me a few minutes for class and say, hey, my name is James Smith. I'm in your Math 103 class and I need to Skype in. You don't need to tell me why. Okay? Please. Dog died, cat sick. I don't need to know all that. Okay, just say, I need to Skype in today. I'll be there Wednesday. Or I won't be in Wednesday, but I'll be there Monday. That's all you need to tell me. I had an ex-mother-in-law. Never asked her how she was doing. You know why? Have you ever met somebody like that? Hey, that's it. You don't say, hey, how you doing? You say, hey, and you keep on walking. Anyway, make a long story short, some people you don't want to know. And some people will tell you in detail. And I don't need to know that. TMI. Okay, that's that. And MyLabs Plus. Let's go to MyLabs Plus. Let's pull up Blackboard. And I'm going to show you 2 things on Blackboard that you need to know. Very, 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 very important. I'm very animated. Now I forgot what I was doing. Y'all settle down. All right. Go to Blackboard, and what number are y'all? Y'all 103 what? Anybody have a schedule in front of them or know what they're? 007. Oh, there's 2 of them. Shoot, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Look, there's an announcement. Let's click on this announcement. It must be important because it's in green letters. It's supposed to be in red letters, but it didn't do it all right. Anyway. Click on MyLabs Plus link and register. I do not use Blackboard. There are no assignments on Blackboard. All my homework and tests are on MyLabs Plus. I should have put comma, not on Blackboard. Why do I say that 3 or 4 times? Somebody will email me or text me this weekend, and what will they say? They can't find my homework on Blackboard. Anybody want to bet me breakfast?
I don't think so right now.
You want me to bring you some breakfast? Okay. I'll just feed y'all. Okay, I'm gonna bring. Is that all? Just Chick-fil-A? Okay. How about some Krispy Kreme donuts too? Sure. I think I got a diva class. Have I got a diva class?
Yes.
You think? Okay. So can y'all read that? Can y'all tell us in bold letters? Can you tell us in big letters?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a reason, and I'm trying to move it so y'all can see it, but I gotta, yeah. And that's on Blackboard, if it's ever up, which that's the reason I don't use Blackboard, it's because it's halfway up half the time, half down the other half. Okay, look over here on the left-hand side, hold on. On the left-hand side, what is that over there? My Labs Plus. Click on that. Click on My Labs Plus again. And then it goes automatically, hit Show All Content. That might show up at the bottom of your screen or up in here with a little X. And you click on the X and say Allow Pop-ups. Either one. Where'd mine go, dude? Disappeared. Okay, there we go. And look at there. Oh my gosh, look, 103 syllabus and handouts. Not only do you have them in your email, but you've also got them where? On here, so you can't use what? The excuse, I didn't get your email. Well, there you go. It's the ones I just showed you. Okay? So, yeah, just come on in whenever, that's fine. How y'all doing? 120, right? Okay, make sure you're not coming in for another class. Am I late? What time's class over? Okay, what time is it? Oh, it is another class coming in. I am. I got 2 more minutes. Okay. Y'all can listen to me for 2 minutes and then I'll leave. All right. I'll go into this more with you. What day y'all come back? Wednesday? Okay. It'll take me a while to get my bearings straight. Okay. Let me go ahead and cut off the handy dandy, what's it called? Recorder. Anybody have any questions?